Hey everyone, this is an alcohol-free life channel. We're learning to live sober one day at a time. If you take a second, please subscribe. Take another second and hit that like button. My name is Terry G, and let's get to the video. One of the craziest things that ever happened to me in my life is I became an alcoholic. It was the most craziest thing. I didn't think I had the personality or the behavior to use and abuse the substance of alcohol. I really didn't. I wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to be a restaurant owner, have a normal family, go on vacation, that kind of stuff, a couple of kids, all that kind of stuff. But the direction of my life, it didn't turn out like that at all. It didn't turn out like that. I had my first drink of alcohol when I was 13 years old. It was very harmless. We stole a few beers from my dad. We went out the back behind the garage. We drank with a few girls, we could kiss them and, do all that stuff 13-year-old boys want to do with the girls. And that was it. And everybody was into it. And we had some fun, right? It was kind of fun back then. It was innocent. It was harmless. No one got hurt. And it was just kid stuff, right? And over the time and over the years that there was difficulties in my life, I had problems, but my problems weren't great enough to turn me into an alcoholic. They weren't. Like if somebody looked at me, they would never think I was going to be an alcoholic, because I was always pretty straightforward, straight shooting guy, walking the line, doing the right thing in life. As life progressed, it got more difficult, my life. And I don't know why. Did it get more difficult because I was drinking more regularly? I found myself, the habit that I was drinking more like on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday now. And I was only like 19 years old. I was in the restaurant business and it was very acceptable to drink. They rewarded us with alcohol. Everybody partied in the restaurant industry. We all did. I didn't recognize it, that I was having a problem with alcohol. I didn't. This problem with alcohol kept up, and I still didn't believe it. I thought that my life was a mess. My relationships were a mess. I was feeling so lonely because the way I was brought up, or I was having difficulties emotionally and mentally with myself. So I didn't believe it, because I'll tell you a truth right now. I thought alcohol was helping me cope with life. If I had a stressful event, I would drink. If I was nervous to have sex with somebody, a woman, I would drink. I used alcohol all the time as like a tool to help me cope with my life. So how could something that was helping me be so detrimental to destroying my life? It was like an oxymoron, right? It was like something was helping me, was killing me. I didn't understand that. And I kept that going for a number of years. But alcohol helped me with my emotions. It helped me cope with my marriage. It helped me deal with the stresses of life. The last thing I ever wanted to do was become an alcoholic. So one morning, I woke up with a terrible hangover. I mean, a massive headache. I had a call in work. My girlfriend was crazy mad at me because I stayed out with the guys and we got totaled. I mean, totaled. Like I can't even remember the night. Total blackout. It was a good night if you're an alcoholic, a big drinker. But for me, it was way over the top. It was way over the top. I was too sick. I felt that I was in like a panic mode a little bit, that I went to my maximum when it came to drinking. So I said to myself in the mirror with red eyes and, towel in my hand sort of thing, Terry, if alcohol's not causing a problem in your life, it should be really easy for you to quit alcohol. It should be easy for you. And when you quit, you shouldn't have any problems with it. So I said to myself, let me try that. Let me try what it's like to stop alcohol. Just stop it, eliminate it. The first thing that happened is I realized that I couldn't stop alcohol by hanging around with my friends, because everybody was partying still, drinking. So I became very lonely at the start because I couldn't hang around with my friends. As I continued slowly, day 1, day 2, day 3, I realized I was becoming more irritable and discontent, short fuse, angry, those kind of things were happening to me. Irritable and discontent with my life. And the only reason I could put language to this and it's coming out so silky smooth is because I haven't drank in many years. So at the time, I didn't think like that. I was just feeling like that. But the anger was over the top. And when I say anger in early not drinking times, what I'm really saying is I was enraged with life. I couldn't deal with life on life terms without the alcohol. And that started showing up only about 10 days to 2 weeks of not drinking. Things happened to me, like physically I got better. Yeah, physically I was eating better, sleeping properly. Well, a little bit better, sleeping. Had more money. The girlfriend loved me again. Work was sort of okay because I was more reliable. But I was more moody at work. What's wrong with that guy? But the one thing that was always gnawing at the back of my head, I missed the alcohol. I missed it. I missed it drinking with my friends. I missed it. All of it. Going home after a hard day work, having a few beers, all that kind of stuff. I miss the alcohol. I missed it. For what reasons? I'm not really sure. But the number one reason I missed it now, because it wasn't a habit, it wasn't a behavior problem. I just needed to drink to survive the world around me. And that's how I realized that I needed some help and I was an alcoholic. It just came to that point. It's not so much when I was on the booze that I realized I was an alcoholic, or I need to do something about my drinking. It's when I was off the booze. I always said to myself, and I always say this, if alcohol is not a problem in your life, quitting should not be a problem. But when I quit, alcohol was on my brain all the time. All the time. When, God damn it, I need to drink. Those kind of things was happening all the time in my life. So, do I have a problem with drinking? Not today. But before I ever sobered up, I had to really take a look at it and try not quitting. Try living a day at a time sort of deal, for lesser words, without the alcohol. Just tried it. So, something that turned out to be innocent, fun, took everything away from me at the end. It really did. Okay? So, I just felt like talking about this today. I feel like reaching out and letting everybody know that there is a better life, and the better life can be a sober life. It really can. Okay? My name is Terry G. This is an alcohol-free life channel where we're learning to live sober one day at a time. You can take a second, please subscribe. Take another, oops, just about burp. Take another second, hit that like button, okay? Ciao for now. See you next week. God bless.